All right. Hey, what's going on? This is Greg Marshall, and I'm over here with
AJ Lewis, what's going on, everyone?
and we're part of Fiture Marketing. We're part of the marketing team, and we're also going to show you. Probably saw one of our ads with one of our other managers that's part of our team. Her name is Chelsea Hale. And AJ, do you actually have a screenshot, a screen record of Chelsea, so everyone can know who she is and what she looks like?
Yep, let's go over. This is Chelsea right here.
All right. Yeah. So you can actually see that's Chelsea, and she's one of our managers and part of our team. And Fiture Marketing is all about helping small business owners grow and scale their companies. And we don't want to take too much time talking about us because we know that you're here for your marketing makeover, right? And so, just a quick background, we do not have anything to sell you on this training. Okay. So, we're using the little angle of Alex Hermosi and saying, we truly don't have anything to sell you. We just want to be able to share information that will truly help you grow your business. And we're going to go right into it. All right. So AJ, let's go over, these are kind of the key things that we're going to lay out in steps of each business and what they need to have, right? And so we've got paid traffic, okay, is number one, or some kind of traffic source. Okay, so that could also be organic traffic. Doesn't have to be paid, but we highly recommend that you use paid because you can target much better and see results quicker. Okay, number two, we've got email marketing. Okay, number three, we've got SMS marketing or text message marketing. Number four, we've got conversion rate optimization. And then number five, landing page or landing pages, right? So every business needs to make sure that they have these angles and pieces to their business if they want to actually see consistent and predictable growth. And if you want to make the most money possible with what you're doing, because if you're missing some of these pieces, like a lot of you businesses are, you're not going to be able to maximize your return on investment and you're not going to be able to grow your business and you might even become stale. And so, AJ, what do you have to say based off these five pieces that maybe I missed?
I think that a lot of times when people start businesses, they find something that works, and that's if every problem, if the only tool that you have is a hammer, then every tool looks like a nail, right? And so sometimes you want to introduce other tools into your tool belt, so that way you can have more ways to grow your business and more ways to accomplish your goals. So that's why I think all of these components are critical.
Okay, and obviously I 100% agree, and I think let's get right into what can people do to make over their business, right? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about paid traffic, and we're going to talk about the three key things you must have. Okay, so number one, you need to focus on your headlines. Okay, so your headlines are essentially what grabs the attention of your target audience. Okay. And when you're thinking about good or strong headlines, the key to this is to make sure that what you're saying in your ads, your target audience knows immediately that this ad is for them, right? So it's essentially calling out the audience so that they know that this ad is relevant to them. All right. The second thing is you have to have strong ad copy. And when we talk about ad copy, that means the words that you're either writing or saying that attracts your audience, that makes them want to consume your content and then start to take many actions within your ad copy. Okay, so you want to take baby steps. Most business owners, they try to go too far too fast and rush the process. And what that doesn't allow you to actually get the best results possible, and it turns off the prospect. Okay, and then the third thing is you need to make sure your ad creatives, so that's your video, your pictures, your images, are actually scroll stopping or at least interrupts the customer where they pleasantly are happy that you've interrupted them and not just interrupted them and they're annoyed, right? And so those are the three key aspects that you need to make sure you have when you have a paid traffic source or a traffic source in general is focusing on headlines, strong ad copy, and good ad creatives. AJ, did I miss anything out or do you have any kind of feedback on those key points there?
No, I think the big thing is sometimes when I talk to business owners, you know your industry so well that you use all these industry keywords, but your clients, your leads, the people that you want to work with, don't have that same knowledge base. So one of the really important things to do is keep everything simple and talk in really simple language, and you'll see more and more people respond to your ads.
So that's an absolute great point. And I think the simpler and more specific you are with your paid traffic, the more personalized it feels, like they feel like it's talking to them individually, the more effective it'll be. So make sure that you are investing in getting more traffic to your site, because you can't sell to more people if you do not have more traffic. And one thing I want to just point out, if you're interested in booking a call, you can click the link. We'll have a link below, above, somewhere, in the description, but we'll have it available where you can actually book a call. And an extra free gift is we actually have a marketing makeover checklist. If you go ahead and click the link, we will send you over to our landing page, which will allow you to download our marketing makeover checklist, and it'll give you the exact tips that we're sharing here and maybe even a little bit more. So I just want to make sure I shared that in there. So the next thing is email marketing. Okay. So the three key components that you need to make sure you have taken care of: the subject line. Okay. So the subject line, you have to make sure that you get that dialed in. Okay. So it has to be, it can't sound too promotional. It cannot sound too salesy, because you'll go into the spam folder, and you have to make sure that it's something that the customer thinks is worth actually opening. You should spend 80 to 90% of your time on the subject headline, because if they never open the email, whatever you have inside your email, they'll never see. And so that's the part no one ever thinks of. So really work on getting your subject line to make it to where they want to open the email. Number two is the content. So the content inside of the email should be value based 90 to 95% of the time. Okay. And the reason for that is you want people to actually open your emails and know that they're going to get something of value. It's not just a sales pitch that you just keep hitting them with discount today, buy now, and do this. We all get annoyed if we keep getting sales pitches and we're not getting anything that can directly impact our lives. So make sure they're value based. So give away tips, give away checklists, give away things that people can actually use, versus just making it about sales. All right. And that's how you simplify your marketing strategy with email. And then the third piece is make sure you have a soft sell. Okay. So at the end of all your value based emails, have a soft sell that says, hey, book a call. Hey, click here and download this, or check out the website, or read another blog post and then contact us. But what that does is it allows you to let them know they can reach out to you, they can visit your website or do something, but you're not slam dunking it in their face to where they feel like, gosh, you're just constantly selling me something, and then eventually want you unsubscribe. AJ, what are your feedback or inputs on those?
No, I think it's spot on. The only thing that I would add is consistency. A
Yep.
lot of times people get so many emails in their inbox that they kind of have the ones that they open and everything else goes to the junk, the junk folder. And so what you want to do is fall into that category of people they anticipate reading their emails from.
Great. That's a great point, because we as a marketing agency have seen a direct impact by being more consistent with our email marketing. And any clients that we work with that incorporate email marketing and actually do it consistently, they always see better results. And a lot of business owners tend to like overthink the email marketing strategy, when it's just you're the expert, or you're the professional, or you have the great product. You should know everything about it. Send them tips on things that they need to know. Okay, now, next thing is SMS text message marketing. Okay, so that's the next piece that you're going to want in order to get great results. There's three key components. Okay. First one is the first line in your text message is everything. So essentially, it's a headline, but since it's a text message, that first line that you put in there needs to be attention grabbing and needs to communicate what it is that they're going to keep reading, right? So your goal is to get them to try to read just a little bit more in your text message. And you don't want to make your text messages too long. These can be short and concise, but you do want to be witty with the first line of your text, or else they're not going to read it. So make sure that you're paying close attention to what you're saying first line. The next is simplification or simplified. So you want it to be very clear, very concise, and then knowing exactly when the consumer is reading the text message, they know what it is you're trying to tell them to do next, right? So you want to kind of hold their hand and walk them through the next step, which is part 3, having a strong call to action. So this is your opportunity to do things such as click the link below to get a discount, or click the link to book a call, or more of a direct call to action. Now, the caveat with text message marketing is you got to be careful. You can't do it every single day. Okay, so if you start abusing people's cell phone numbers, number one, you got to make sure you're compliant. And number two, you got to make sure you're not annoying the customers to the point where it does feel a little bit more intrusive when you're text messaging. And so we typically recommend, no more than once a week. And even you might even just want to do once every other week, so you don't get too aggressive with it. AJ, do you got any pointers on that?
No, I think SMS marketing needs to be very conversational. We do it for our business, and we do it for we help our clients do it. And what we see is that when you send out messages that seem way too promotional, or like you're talking at someone instead of to someone, your response rate is going to fall through the floor. So literally text like you're texting a friend or a
Yep.
referral or someone that you know or that knows of you, to make your response rate go up.
So simplify. That's the key when it comes to text message marketing. Is make sure you're communicating clearly, concisely, and you have a nice call to action so they know what to do next. The fourth thing, now we need to go into conversion rate optimization. Now, this is like a gaping hole for most business owners, because they typically will have a website. They'll typically have things in place that kind of shows what their business does, but they never go back and actually see, like, well, how is it converting? Is my website actually getting me customers? Is my landing pages getting me customers? What can I do better? And this is where most of the money is going to be made, is optimizing your landing page, your offers, right? And so the 3 things you want to pay attention to is headlines. Okay, so you always want to be testing your headlines. Those are the first line on your page that says what the promise is that the client's going to get, or how you're promoting or building excitement for certain product or services, and just essentially making people know what I'm here for, right? A big mistake you see in a lot of websites with business owners is they usually just have like branding at the top, and there's no real like promise or statement that says, hey, you're actually in the right place to do business with us, right? So make sure your headline speaks and gives some type of a promise to the customer that lands on the page. All right. Second thing is your ad copy. Once again, the words that you're writing need to basically sell them to the next sentence. Each sentence is to sell them the next sentence and explain all about the customer and how you will benefit the customer, not all about us or me. Okay. So what you want to do is the customer wants to know if I'm on the right page, and what are you going to do for me? And that's what you need to be answering. If you're not answering that and you're just saying we've been in business for 100 years, we're the best, we're so good, you won't believe how good we are, that has nothing to do with what the customer will receive. And because of that, you'll see your conversion rates drop. So make sure your ad copy talks about the benefits that the customer is going to get, not about you. And then third is your offer. This is the part where if you do not have a good offer, you will not get conversions. And that's just final. Most businesses just have a very generic, bland, or they copy their competitor's offer, and they do not name their offers anything different. They don't make it exciting. They don't make it unique or fresh. And so what happens is you pay for this traffic, or you're organically building an audience and they're getting to your website. But then once they get to your website, there's nothing exciting about it. It's just a very stale offer where the customer doesn't even feel like moved enough to take action. And so when we talk about conversion rate optimization, you should be focusing a lot of your time on what headlines are actually working, what types of ad copy tend to get people to respond or take an action, and then what's the actual offer. Now, if you want like a little bonus tip, if you focus more on your offer and the offer is just incredible, you will get more conversions even if you just do an okay job with your headlines and ad copy. So that's like a little bonus hack if you want to take that to the bank. Basically, just think we need to make sure our offer is good. If no one wants what you have to offer, you will not get any conversions. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, how many followers you have, or how many people say you're great, you will not convert. So those are the three things you want to focus on: conversion. What about AJ? I'd love to hear your thoughts on what are some mistakes that you see with offers or ad copy.
Yeah. So number one is if the offer doesn't get someone excited, it's probably not a strong offer. Take for example, we're doing a marketing makeover, right? That's an exciting offer. We've had success with a social media advertising training, right? Something that people want and desire, and there's people searching for it and they're looking for it, is important. And then the other thing is sometimes we forget where the client, the prospect or the person that we're trying to reach is at in their own life. And so we might say a headline that talks about us or how great we are or something else, but that person doesn't care. They have a problem they're trying to solve, they have a desire they're trying to fulfill. So our headlines and our ad copy should talk to the person versus talking about our businesses. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a great point. And so always be testing these things, because if you're not testing, you won't be able to make the iterations and optimize what you need to be doing in order to get real results. That's where your growth is going to come from, doing the things other businesses are not doing or willing to do, which is to do the extra testing and the extra analysis of what you can do better in your business. Okay, and then number 5 is landing page, right? So you need, number one, you got to have landing pages. So you don't just want to send them to your website where they can get distracted and there's all types of different things where they can click on, because the purpose of the landing page is essentially to get the customer to say yes or no to a small ask, right? So when they get to your page, you don't want any distractions. You want to sell in a vacuum. All right. That's one of our favorite marketing mentors, Dan Kennedy, talks about selling in a vacuum. You don't want them to be distracted by a bunch of things. So make your landing pages simple, know what the call to actions are. And the key is you just want to make sure that they're not getting distracted. Your number one goal is to make sure they don't get distracted. So, first thing on landing page, hook them in, right? So it's got to be some way to hook them in with some kind of cool offer. So you want to make sure that you have something that, maybe it's a webinar, a cheat sheet, a checklist, a download, but something that hooks them in that says, I'm going to get an instant benefit, keyword instant benefit right now by putting in my name, phone number, email, or my name and my email, or whatever it is that you're asking them to do. Okay. Okay, once you hook them in, the second thing your landing pages have to do is either educate or excite. So it needs to build some kind of reason on why I want to take the next step. So if you have a landing page and you're not getting me excited, or you're not educating me on maybe a problem I already have and I need to know more on how to solve it, or even make me problem aware, then it's not going to work. The landing page isn't going to do what you need it to do. You're not going to get any conversions. You're going to be very sad, right? And then the third thing is you got to make sure you have a call to action. So if you have a good landing page and then the call to action is, hey, just contact us, or there's not a direct place where they can enter their information and actually get the download or the training or whatever, and you're not telling them what to do. And I guess what I'm trying to say is make sure you're telling them what the next step is, right? A lot of times you miss out on conversions just because you're not telling people what it is that you want them to do next. Everyone's looking for a leader. So make sure you lead them to the next process. So, AJ, what are some, what's some input or some feedback based on landing pages that we discussed that maybe I've missed?
I think landing pages, they should be simple. If you look at some of the best marketers in the world and you even look at things that we've tested, take all the people that are trying to sell you funnels out of it. The best converting, highest converting landing pages are simple. Headline, a little bit of text about what it is, and an opt-in form, maybe a photo or a video. Keep it simple, and those tend to convert at much higher rates than all these complex, fancy things that you can do. So try to just keep it simple. Like, if someone was walking into your store, you wouldn't spew them your whole history and everything about you guys and blah, blah, blah. You would just try to figure out, what's next, take them to the next step and sell them something.
Great points. And I think, you know, if you notice the theme that AJ keeps bringing up, and I'm of the same mindset, simple, right? You want to simplify and you want to be clear with your mindset, right? So clear, concise, and you want to know what your ultimate goals are. And as an extra tip, take your time. So don't try to rush the entire process all the time. Take your time and let people learn and get educated about what it is you do, so that by the time you actually talk to them or maybe they buy off your website, they feel good about it. The last thing you want them to do is have like buyer's remorse or feel like they're, getting sold too aggressively. So take your time. Build what we're doing. Marketing should just be replaced with like the word relationship. When you're marketing, you're building a relationship with the market, right? So you're really trying to help serve the market, make them feel good, and let them know that you're. One of my favorite words from Jay Abraham was, that you're an advisor, right? You're preeminent. You're someone that is there to take care of them and to essentially fall in love with your customers. Because if you have that mindset, then you're going to do things that truly help the customer, and the customer is going to feel that. Whether you're selling a product or a service, it's all the same. And so the last thing I want to kind of go over is the numbers. Okay, so you got to know your numbers. You got to know your cost per acquisition. So, how much do you have to spend, whether pay traffic or even organic to make your content? How much you have to spend to acquire customers? Okay. The second thing is you need to know what your target cost per acquisition actually is. Like what makes economical sense so that your business is profitable. And third is lifetime value. What is each customer worth to you? Right? Are they worth a one-time sale, or do they buy from you repeatedly, or are they, do they stay with you for years? Is their average order value massive? These three numbers are the key to making your marketing work, because even if you go the organic route, you're still going to have to invest money and or time, and usually both, into creating the content, hiring a graphic designer, hiring someone to edit your videos, using softwares to edit your video. So you're still investing money. You want to account for all that so that you can end up coming up with a model that can tell you, if I spend $10, I'm going to make $50 back. And then if I spend $10 and my lifetime value might be 2,000, that's an unbelievable return. And so by knowing these numbers, which most business owners tend to try to avoid doing, because it is a little bit tricky with, if you don't love numbers or numbers scare you or you feel, not confident with, you try to like look the other way. And I've worked with clients like that where they're just like, I don't even want to know the numbers, which really you're missing opportunity by not knowing your numbers. So these are the key things that you want to know when you're building your business and making sure that you're building a predictable and systematic business, which is what every business owner should be striving to do, so that you're never wondering what my revenue is going to be next month, next year, or years to come. AJ, what are your thoughts on numbers? What mistakes have you seen? And share that with everyone.
I would say that numbers are freeing. And what I mean by that, most people are scared of the numbers because they don't like math. Most of us don't like math. But the truth is that the math will tell you exactly what you need. So when you do start advertising, or if you're already advertising, you should have a formula that you can work backwards and say, all right, if I can acquire leads at X dollars, and out of every 10 leads, I get this number of conversions into clients, and then those conversions are going to cost this amount, and I'm going to make this amount. Now you know exactly where you need to be in order to have a successful growing business, instead of hoping and praying at the end of the month that you made more money than you spent. So it makes a huge difference in your results.
Well, and that's a great point, and I want to say, to essentially end this call. And if you'd like to see some success stories of our clients, you can visit our website, fituremarketing.com. And then, if you would like to even see more details, we do actually have a video. So if you go ahead and you can email AJ at fituremarketing.com if you'd like to actually see proof of some of our clients' results, what they've accomplished, how much they spent, what their returns are. It is possible to measure all of that. Inside all of these platforms, there's plenty of tools, and that's essentially what we help our clients with. And that's what you want to do. So if you want to see more results, visit our website. If you want to see some of our testimonials, you can reach out to AJ, send him an email. We can get you in contact with some of our clients if you like to see if they're happy working with us as well. And we want to invite you. We hope you enjoyed this marketing makeover of some tips on what you should be doing. Next steps, if you really want to take full advantage of the marketing makeover and you want us to audit your accounts, whether it's how you're posting on social media, how you're running your ads, what your website looks like, what your emails look like, or what tools you should use just in general, we will 100% free without high pressure sales. You'll be talking to AJ. Um, Go ahead and book a call with us. Okay, we'll put a link in the description. AJ, you could also put our website if they want to visit our website as well to book the call. But we'll have it in the description. We'll even have a link probably somewhere on this video as well. So you can click it, book a call. You'll actually talk with AJ, and he'll just walk you through everything. He'll be able to tell you what to do, what not to do, what has worked, and also if you're too nervous or afraid to book a call today, that's totally fine. We still want to make sure that you have plenty of value. So make sure to click the link for more of the marketing makeover checklist. We'll have the link to where it'll send you to one of our landing pages where you can enter your information, go ahead and get the checklist, and then we like to send out email tips and strategies that you can use right away for your business. And like I said, we want to just provide the most value possible. Once again, we're Fiture Marketing, and there you go. We got a bussiness there, but I think once again we're Fiture Marketing. Our agency is based out of Utah, but we have customers all over the world, and we work with companies that are trying to grow and scale their businesses. So I guess this is the end of the presentation. Once again, I'm Greg Marshall. I'm actually the owner, and AJ's the director. And we appreciate you coming and watching this. AJ, you got any final last takes that you'd like to give?
The only thing I would say is, some people watch trainings and some people implement trainings. And if you want to see results, it's important to implement. And if you don't have the time to implement, then book a call, and we'd love to help you out.
And once again, we appreciate your time. And don't be afraid to reach out. Get your checklist now. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Talk to you later.